What would you do if a stranger knocked on your door one evening, handing you an envelope, and in the blink of an eye, your life was changed forever? Could something so ordinary, a knock, a simple piece of paper, hide a deadly secret? This is exactly what happened to Alistair Wilson, a 30-year-old banker, devoted husband, and father of two, on a quiet evening in November 2004. A murder so chilling, so calculated, that it shocked the small Scottish town of Nairn and has remained one of Scotland's most baffling, unsolved crimes for nearly 2 decades. Today we dive deep into the mystery of the doorstep murder of Alistair Wilson, exploring every known fact, theory, and psychological angle to try to understand what really happened that night. Alistair Wilson was an ordinary man, known by his friends and neighbors as calm, responsible, and hardworking. He worked as a banker and was preparing for a quiet evening with his family when tragedy struck. On November 28, 2004, a stranger arrived at the Wilson family home. This visitor knocked on the front door, holding a blue envelope with only one word written on it: Paul. Alistair's wife answered the door, and the man asked for Alistair by name. Moments later, Alistair appeared, took the envelope, and briefly returned inside the house. What happened next would shock everyone. Alistair returned to the doorstep and was shot multiple times. 2 bullets struck his head, 1 his body. He was rushed to the hospital but tragically succumbed to his injuries that same evening. The envelope, the man, and the motive all remain a mystery to this day. This is not just a story of murder. It is a story of unanswered questions, strange clues, and a case that has haunted Scotland for nearly 20 years. The murder itself was terrifyingly precise. The killer did not break into the house, did not confront Alistair aggressively in a struggle, but struck when the victim was most vulnerable, standing on his doorstep. The envelope, now etched in the memory of investigators and the public alike, seems almost symbolic, a message or trigger that nobody has yet deciphered. Police quickly launched one of the largest murder investigations in Scottish history. Thousands of interviews were conducted. More than 4,000 statements were collected, yet no suspect could be definitively linked to the crime. 10 days later, a 1930s-era Haenel Suhl pocket pistol, believed to be the murder weapon, was found discarded in a drain near the town. Despite this discovery, the gun offered no fingerprints, no DNA, no leads that could identify the shooter. It was as though the killer had planned the murder, executed it flawlessly, and vanished into thin air, leaving the town of Nairn and the family of Alistair Wilson searching for answers that may never come. Over the years, investigators and criminologists have proposed multiple theories. One of the most prominent suggests that this was a professional hit, a murder executed with precision, cold calculation, and perhaps even premeditation by someone hired to ensure that Alistair Wilson would not survive the evening. The calm manner in which the killer operated, handing over an envelope, allowing the victim to briefly retreat indoors, then shooting him at close range, indicates a level of emotional detachment and careful planning rarely seen in spontaneous crimes. Could this have been a contract killing? If so, who had a motive strong enough to hire a hitman? Was it revenge, financial gain, or something far stranger, hidden behind the envelope that may have contained instructions or a signal? Every detail is a puzzle, and every unanswered question leaves room for speculation and chilling possibilities. While some speculate about a professional assassin, police have also pointed to a more local motive. A planning dispute surrounding a nearby pub, known as the Havelock Hotel, had created tension in the community. Alistair Wilson had lodged objections to a controversial decking extension, concerned about potential noise, litter, and disruption. This objection, submitted just days before the murder, may have angered certain individuals connected to the project. Could a disagreement over decking have escalated into murder? Could someone in that small community have felt so humiliated, threatened, or desperate that they turned to violence? Police believe this local grievance may hold the key to understanding why an otherwise ordinary man was targeted. Yet even with this theory, questions remain. Why hand over the blue envelope first? Why use a decades-old firearm and dispose of it far from the crime scene? The precision and planning remain difficult to reconcile with a crime of passion. Who killed Alistair Wilson? Was it a local resident driven by anger and revenge, or a professional assassin following orders from someone else? What was inside the blue envelope, and why was it handed to him moments before his death? These questions have haunted Scotland for nearly 20 years and continue to puzzle investigators to this day. The story of Alistair Wilson is not just a tale of murder. It is a story of mystery, human psychology, and the search for justice that has yet to be fulfilled. If you are fascinated by unsolved crimes, shocking mysteries, and cases that challenge everything we think we know about human behavior, subscribe to our channel and join us as we continue to explore the world's most chilling, baffling, and unforgettable crimes.